Cool. All right, NIKO Foster, you are the star of the new upcoming high-octane action movie, The Wrecker. I would love to hear about it from you. I mean, what has the process been for you being this incredible action star?
Well, The Rector's been the greatest project that I've worked on to date. I was able to start to begin writing this script almost 3 years ago now. And Sophia, you were part of the writing team, so you know the script well as well. We had a great time writing the script and thought that we really caught some magic in a bottle. But when we were greenlit to produce this film, it was very exciting for me because we got a great cast involved. Harvey Keitel was one of the early stars to sign on and want to play the villain in the film. And then once he signed on, we were fortunate to get Tyrese Gibson, who's such a star in his own right. And then the rest of the cast with Danny Trejo and Chad Michael Collins and Mia Servina was just such a blessing to work with. But once we got to the set for The Wrecker, with Art Camacho directing, it just was it was one of those magical scripts that everybody believed in. And you could tell early on that everyone was so excited, down to the catering people were even excited about this film being made. So we had a great time. It was exhausting. It was hard because it was a really brutal diet that I was asked to participate in. I had to lose 20 pounds to get down to, script shape. And it was exhausting, but man, what a project. So 2.5 years in the making, and finally we get to see it on the big screen.
All right, so I have to ask, what inspired you to do this movie?
Well, I really enjoy good quality films, old school films. A lot of the films of the 80s kind of were inspiring. Just a nice story. Sad story. Father loses his daughters, and it is a revenge film, so it's not always a feel good film, but it's a story about real life, about good overcoming evil, and it's just a fun popcorn film to where you can go. There's no political wokeness or message that you have to understand. It's a good story about a guy that overcomes evil, and in the end he triumphs. And I can't give away the spoiler alert of how it ends, but it does have a feel good moment at the end.
Well, I think that's great. I think especially right now with everything going on, someone really wants something entertaining, but there is a lot of action in the movie. Do you want to
Oh,
talk a little bit about that?
oh my gosh. So the last third, the last act, the third act is just all fighting, all confrontation, all fist fights and gun battles, and all the way till the end. And if you've not been on a script or a story or a set that has that much action and that much fighting, it is very exciting. It is very exhausting, very, very long days, and these scenes will wear you out for sure. At one point, I even had to take a body double because I was just physically exhausted from the punching and the kicking. But it really was a lot of fun. Once a film like that's done, and it was like a 27-day shoot, you look back and you just say, "Wow, we did it! Wow, it was exciting."
What is it like when you have to choreograph fights? I mean, do you rehearse beforehand or what is that whole process like?
Yeah, you go through the steps with a fight choreographer. Art Camacho is one of the best, and Jacob was his right hand man during the shoot, and he's been a great friend for a long time as well. These guys are pros, They come to the set, they teach you the moves, and so you go through the scenes several times. Then you do it on camera 10 times. Then you change the angle of the camera 10 times. Then you change the angle to a wide 10 times. So you're shooting, scenes with kicks and punches 20, 30 times. So you can imagine how exhausting that gets by the time you're done.
Okay, now I hear you're supposed to pull the punch. Did you someone or does that always do you always not get hit, actually?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, sometimes you get tired, and sometimes it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes a punch can go arid, and someone can get hit. When I was doing a final fight scene with Oleg, who's, oh, talk about a beast of a man, 6'5", 265-pound muscle maniac. Yeah, I caught him a little bit with just a little bit of a punch at the end because we were in very tight quarters. And I said, hey, let's cut for the evening. I'm getting very physically tired, and I'm getting a little wild with the punches, and so we actually had to cut for the night because I was just physically exhausted, and nobody wants to get hurt on set, so it can be dangerous at times.
And you're a big guy. You're like 6'2", right?
I am.
So, and I say you probably what, 220, two.
That's correct. I usually start out walk around weight at about 220, and then I have to get down to whatever it calls for. For the record, I actually had to get down to 190 pounds. So I had to lose 20. I was at the time 210, so I had to lose 20 pounds to get into shape for the record. But because it looks bigger on film. And you don't realize how big some of these guys are or how small they have to get to look like they do on camera. But yeah, that's my walk around weight is about 210 to 220.
All right. So this fight scene with this guy who's 6'5", that must have been really intense. Is that like a big scene in the movie, or is it?
Gosh, let me tell you, Oleg has one switch, and it's green light go. And he is such a strong man that he threw me up against the wall, and I thought I was going to go through the wall a couple of times. And again, we shot that scene 5 times, so I think I still have his handprint on my chest. He pushed me up against the wall, and so then. He's so strong, he pushed me up against the bathroom stall and lifted me up with his hands. Well, he lifted me off the ground by my neck, and I'm dangling. And I said, "Oh, whoa, whoa. You can't lift me off the ground by my neck." So he apologized. He's such a nice guy, but he doesn't realize his own strength sometimes.
He was really getting into the role.
Oh gosh, yes. And it's neat to see because man, he can be scary when he turns it on, but he's such a pussycat off camera.
Wow, that's exciting. All right,
Yeah.
what's your favorite moment of filming this whole film? Your favorite action moment?
So I like film when it makes you laugh, when it makes you cry, and when it makes you angry. I think you've written a great script when it pulls those emotions out of you. So all the action scenes are very fun, but the emotional scenes are the ones that I like best. I have two young daughters, and they're 13. And so I have a scene with two of my daughters doing their homework in one of the scenes in my house on camera. And there's a very touching scene where I help one of my little daughters with her homework, and she asks me if I know the nuclear code for this, one of these difficult questions that I had no answer for. And it was just a really touching moment that I didn't understand what she was even asking me. But those touching moments that real emotion comes into the character, it's different than all the fight, 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 shoot, shoot, shoot. Those are fun scenes to watch. But when you feel a scene through the emotion, those are my favorites. That was my favorite in this film.
I agree with you too. All right, so how about the love story? Would you say there's actually a love story in this movie?
Oh gosh, yes, yes. Mena is such a great actress that every scene that she was in, you just noticed her reaching out with a hand to touch my arm or caressing my cheek or so. I learned so much about how to do a scene acting with her. She's such a pro, and she made those moments so soft and so real that I think it'll come across to the fans that yeah, it was a nice love story, not overly graphic in any way, but just true and emotional. And I really enjoyed my scenes with her on camera.
Oh, I love her. She's wonderful.
She's wonderful.
And I have to say, every story has to have a love story. One way or another, there has to be that kind of story.
I think a love story is the best story. I think any story can blossom into whatever it becomes, but it should start with a great love story because that's one that everyone can relate to. So I like when a story always does begin with a love story and then can go anywhere with that.
Right. I love that. All right.
Mm.
You want to talk about the truck.
Oh my goodness, the wrecker. I tell you, I don't know if the world's ready for the wrecker. When we were putting this script together, we knew that we had an interesting angle on this story. And Tony owns a garage, and he's a tow truck driver. But the tow truck itself ends up becoming one of the biggest stars of the show. And it wasn't until we started showing clips to buyers and representatives that we realized what a hit the record is going to be. And so this wrecker truck is actually a character in the film. And it becomes so much bigger than what we expected it to be. By the time we got towards two-thirds of shooting the film and final production, everyone was saying, film's good. Film's real good. We love the action. But that truck, you got to have more truck. And so we went, wow, we now see that the wrecker truck really is becomes such a valuable part of this story. So the second part, Wrecker 2, oh my gosh, the Wrecker goes in a whole nother direction that you're just not going to believe.
Well, what I think is so great was how your team comes together to help you build the wrecker. And it really has that sense of community and camaraderie, which I think is just awesome.
Yes, another really great part of this story is the emotion of the people that work at the garage, the true family that has come together. It's kind of a band of misfits that come together in this wonderful garage. And when Tony is hurt or hurting and in need of some help, need to be picked up by his family at the garage, they come together and they make Black Betty, which is the wrecker, the name of the wrecker. They turn Black Betty into this fierce fighting machine, and you see it progress throughout the story. And so, in the end, yeah, Black Betty's a pretty serious force to be reckoned with.
So do you want to give away any secrets right now of the movie, or do you want to wait and have people go see it
Well, I
themselves?
can't give away any secrets, but I will tell you if you like action-packed films with true emotion, something that you can just go and get some popcorn and a soda and just sit back and enjoy the story. It's not a complicated story. It's a fun story to watch with a lot of great actors and a lot of great action. I really think that you're going to be impressed with this film. I'm really banking on that. People are going to walk out of this film and say, "Yeah, that was a fun film to see."
Okay, so it comes out.
October 31st on Halloween. And Halloween is on a Friday, and November 1st, the Saturday. So that weekend, we're expecting a big push to go see The Wrecker in theaters. We're really happy that that's the selection time. And then we'll be doing the premieres in mid-October. The Las Vegas premiere is on October 20th, and they're picking out the date for the Los Angeles premiere as we speak.
Night Halloween parties are going to be going on like crazy. They need to have a
Ah.
party at AMC to watch the
I hope so.
rent out a theater, watch the movie, and have your Halloween party there.
Oh, there you're talking. I like it. Yeah.
Do you know how long you'll be in theaters?
Well, that all depends on the response. So we're really, really hoping that this is a mid-budget film. So usually a mid-budget independent film might get 2 weeks in theaters. If you can get a third week or a fourth week, the audience is responding well to it. Again, it's such a fun film to watch, much like The Punisher, which started off and you didn't really think much that was going to turn into much, but it turned into a full-blown franchise. John Wick as well. The first John Wick, you weren't quite sure what it was going to do as a kind of a lower budget film, mid-budget. And then it turned into this amazing franchise. Well, that's kind of the trajectory that we're hoping for and kind of expect for the record.
Now, would you be prepared for this to be a series? because I know The Punisher became a series itself.
Yes. Well, we have the second script written, and I believe it's really good, really action packed. So, what I think I see going forward is I think I see a three-part sequel franchise. And then, if there's still audience taste for this story and these characters, then we might be able to talk about a series because there's a lot of content. It's just a normal guy living a normal life who ends up becoming a hero. And he's got just a good moral base. And so he has good people around him. And as long as Black Betty survives, they can go out and fight crime.
Now, Danny Trejo's also in this. Um,
Oh,
I think he had a really awesome part. How is it working with him? Because he
you
said
know,
LA.
for those of you that don't know Danny, and many, many, many people do know Danny, if you don't know Danny Trejo, you can't even imagine what a kind person he is. He is just he's such a nice human being that we're blessed to have him. I had a lot of time to talk with him on the set and find out really what all has motivated him to be a great person. And family is a big issue for him as well. But I guess I didn't expect this tough machismo man to come and be such a kind person. Um, he had a really emotional scene that we wrote for him in one of the scenes after a funeral, and it was a long dialogue scene for him. And after we shot it, he nailed it. He was so good. Just the passion oozed out of him, and he got to talk about his parents and just everything. And we got off camera, and he came up to me and he says, "Hey, were you one of the writers on this?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, I want to thank you." I said, "Thank me for what?" He goes, "Everybody wants to give me a shoot, shoot, bang, bang, punch, punch, roll." He goes, "You really gave me a role with some emotion in this thing, and I really appreciate that." He's a great actor, and he did a great job. So to hear him be thankful for being able for us to turn him loose in this character of Eduardo, it was so exciting to see him flourish in this role.
That's so exciting. Well, he is a hero around LA. People love him.
Oh yeah.
Great that he's
I
part of.
wish more people knew him because he's just such a great person. He's just such a great human being.
So, would you say you have a favorite moment in the whole movie? Something that really just grabs you that you'll remember forever?
Yeah, the emotions obviously are fantastic. I hope everybody really enjoys that. Um, I have a brother in the movie, a younger brother, and the actor that plays it is Chad Michael Collins. Fantastic actor in his own right. He's got his own series, Sniper. We didn't know what we were going to get with him either when he came. And he just took this younger brother character to another level that we didn't expect. Such emotion, such passion, such pain that is in this character that he brought out on camera. And I think the interaction of the two scenes that I have with him are probably my favorite parts. Again, because of the emotion of the scenes, and he really just makes you feel just so sad for this character. And when you see that and you feel that, it's fun to watch.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to
Yeah,
see what happens to him too because he goes
yeah,
a lot. It's like, ooh, it's juicy.
yes, 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 for sure.
So it's very exciting. All right, October 31st, Friday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Go in costume. Put on your favorite record costume.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. It's been 2.5 years since we started writing this script to the premiere, and when you wait that long, and I know Mission Impossible took 5 years, so it's not the longest, but when you put that much time and that much effort and all the special effects and the sound and the coloring and everything that goes on behind the scenes, when it takes that long and then it finally happens, it's just so wonderful to see it and get the fans' reaction. So I'm so happy that finally the fans are going to be able to see this.
Well, I don't think they will be disappointed.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm happy to see that.
So, well, thank you so much, Nico. I think you
Great.
are amazing, and you are definitely. I have to ask, what
Yes.
is you? you, NIKO Foster, apart from any other action actor, rather?
Well, yeah, I've been asked that a lot more recently. When you're one of the like considered a bigger actor in Hollywood, and 6'2", 210, 220 is one of the bigger actors, and I'm breaking into a crowded space of action heroes. Um, but I'm not like so many of the other actors. Like I'm not like The Rock because I could never justify asking for 20, 30, 40 million dollars for my trade. I know the pressure that puts on filmmakers. So I'm not anything like The Rock because I could never ask for that much money. I'm not like Dave Bautista because I could never see wearing a suit without a shirt on and a pearl necklace. I'm not like Jason Momoa because I could never wear a pink tuxedo with pink sandals and pink toenails. I don't quite understand why we would do that. I'm not like John Cena, who would take a 3-second role in Barbie just to hold a spear and say, "Hello, Barbie." I like picking my roles. I like doing the roles that I think are going to propel my career. I don't do it for the money. I enjoy the profession. I enjoy the acting. And so I think what might set me apart is I'm just true to myself. And when you get me, you're going to get a true action hero, warrior, shows up in shape, shows up prepared, learning his lines, and humble. Humble. I don't have an ego for this business. I enjoy the business too much to put any more pressure on the directors or the cast. So I hope that sets me apart.
That sounds wonderful. Well, you are an amazing actor. You look
Well, thank you.
on screen. You've done incredible movies in the past, and you are a superstar.
That's very nice to say. Thank you very much.
I hope
Uh,
the rest.
I just hope that it continues. It's been a wonderful ride, and I have such great projects coming down the pipe in the future. And hopefully someday we'll be talking about record two.
Oh, sooner than later, definitely.
Yes,
Sooner than later. Well, thank you so much, NIKO. I can't wait to see you on the big screen. So
yes.
exciting. October 31st, everyone. Be sure to watch it.
Thank you, Sophia.